From Prescott, Arizona, Gail Steiger.
Tying knots in the devil's tail. And way up high in the Sierry peats, where the yeller pines grow tall, old Sandy Bob and Buster Jig had a roe deer camp last fall. They'd taken their horses and their running irons and maybe a dog or two, and they allowed they'd brand all the long-eared calves that came within their view. And any old ogie that flapped long ears and didn't bush up by day got his long ears whittled and his old hide sizzled in a most artistic way. Now one fine day, old Sandy Bob, he throwed his seagull down. He says, "I'm sick of this cow pyrography, and I allows I'm a-going to town." So they saddles up and hits 'em a lope, for it weren't no sight of a ride, and them was the days when a buckaroo could oil up his insides. They starts her in at the Kentucky bar at the head of Whiskey Row, and they winds up down by the depot house some 40 drinks below. They then sets up and turns around and goes her the other way. And to tell you the God-forsaken truth, them boys got stewed that day. Well, as they was a-riding back to camp, still packing a pretty good load, who should they meet but the devil himself, prancing down the road. Says he, "You ornery cowboy skunks, you'd better hunt your holes, for I've come up from Hell's Rim Rock to gather in your souls." Says Sandy Bob, "Oh, devil be damned, we boys is kind of tight, but you ain't a-gonna gather no cowboy souls without you has some kind of a fight." Sandy Bob punched a hole in his rope, and he swang it straight and true. He lapped it on to the devil's horns, and he stacked on his dallies too. Now Buster Jig was a riata man, with his gut line coiled up neat. He taken it down and built him a loop, and he lashed the devil's hind feet. They stretched him out and tailed him down, and while the irons was a-getting hot, they cropped and swaller forked his ears. Then they branded him up a lot. They pruned him up with a dehorning saw, and they knotted his tail for a joke. They then rid off and left him there, neck to a blackjack oak. And if you're ever up high in the Sierry peats and you hear one hell of a wail, you'll know it's that devil a-bellerin' around about them knots in his tail. Gail Gardner.